So we have perimeter of a square or rectangle. So whenever you're finding perimeter, it doesn't matter what the shape is. Perimeter just means what's the measurement around the outside. That's all. And if we click on the word perimeter here, we'll get that definition. So the perimeter is the total distance around a figure. For a polygon, the perimeter is the sum of the side lengths. So a polygon, poly just means many, gon means sides, so many sides. So the perimeter of a triangle, for this triangle, it's 2 plus 3 plus 3, which is 8. For the perimeter of this figure, we have 5 plus 7 plus 10 plus 4 plus 15 plus 11, because we have all of these measurements going around outside. So we literally just, if we were to walk around the outside, if this was a building, which it's centimeters, so it's definitely not a building, but this is 72 centimeters. So perimeter just means add up around the outside. Now for a square, the main thing with a square, and we should all know this from years of being in math and just basic understanding of our shapes, square means that all 4 sides are the same length. So if they tell you that this side is 28, then all 4 sides are 28. If all 4 sides are 28, this is another thing that we learned in grade school, that we don't necessarily have to say 28 plus 28 plus 28 plus 28. I can say 28 times 4. And if I say 28 times 4, I get 112. So they show you that same process down here. You can add them all together, and you get 112, or if you multiply 4 times 28, you get 112. So this only works if it's a square. It's a rectangle. It's basically a square, but it's been stretched, right? So we can't just multiply by 4 on that one. So if we do get an example on that one, I'll show you the quick way to do that one instead of adding them all individually. Okay, so we start off with a rectangle. Yay! So if we know that this is a rectangle, and this side is 17 yards, and this side is 28 yards, again, basic shapes and understanding of our basic shapes, we should understand a rectangle. If this side is 28, then the opposite side is also 28. If this side is 17, then the opposite side is also 17. So this is just basic understanding of a rectangle. So in this case, they're not all 28s like they were on the last one. They're using 28 again here by chance. So I can't just say 28 times 4, but I do have 2 28s, so I can say 28 times 2 plus 17 times 2. Now, is that really that different of a calculation than going 28 plus 28 plus 17 plus 17? No, it's really not that different at all. So 28 times 2, and we get 56 plus 34 for 17 times 2. And we add those together, and we get 90 yards. So make sure on this one, so if you notice over here, they're giving you units. You have to make sure that if you just type in 90, it's going to give you a warning. So I'm going to click check, and it's going to say, please make sure to use the correct unit symbol. If you try to click check again without clicking yard, it will mark you wrong. So it's only going to give you that warning once before it says, okay, well, I tried to warn you. So make sure you put the unit in, because this is one of those math teacher pet peeves. It's 90 what? Is it 90 kittens? Is it 90 puppies? No, it's 90 yards. Okay, perfect. You know what it represents. So just what does it represent? All right, I'm going to erase this guy. Okay, so this very next one, we start with find the perimeter of the square. So they tell us it's a square. So we know if it's a square, again, we talked about this on the first page there. If this is 23 feet, then they're all 23 feet. Every single side is 23 feet. So not just the opposite side, but all 4 sides, because it's a square. Something on my eye here. I'm twitching. All right, so we have 23 times 4, and we get 92. So we get 92. And we need to make sure we put feet on this one. So I can type in 92, and we just need to make sure we click feet and check. Yay! All right, one more of these. Okay, so this one we're back to a rectangle. So this says 16 and this says 26. So remember, the bottom is 26, the top is 26. If they gave you the top, then you could do the same thing and go down to the bottom. So if this side is 16, then the opposite side is 16. So we have 26 times 2, plus 16 times 2. Again, this is the same thing as saying 26 plus 26. Dang it. I don't know why my pen doesn't want to write right there. It's 26 plus 16 plus 16. It just depends on how you prefer to see it. But 26 times 2 is the same thing as 26 plus 26. 16 times 2 is the same thing as 16 plus 16. So 16 times 2 plus 26 times 2. And I just prefer it this way only because it's a little less to type in my calculator. Very, very little less, but just a little bit. And then they were inches, so I need to make sure I include inches. Again, if you don't include it, it will mark you wrong. And if I tried it again, because it's already warned me once, it will mark me wrong if I try it again without the units on there. Alrighty, so another one down.